Welcome to episode 26 of the radio podcast. Here we have Kushi and Amrika for the very last time before they graduate. You guys must be excited.
We are.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad, but it's also exciting at the same time.
Yeah, because then we'll be done.
Oh, it's our last time.
Aww. We're going to miss you guys.
Oh, we're going to miss you too. We're going to miss everyone here.
I'm going to come back in September. Be like, hi, guys.
We're never going to leave you alone, though.
You're never going to leave here. That's what's going to happen.
I live right there. I'll just come whenever I want to.
That's true. So, what's up?
In the school, well, this month, since there's exams, we're not doing that many events, but we have the slip and slide on June 14th from 3 to 5 in the backfield. And student council's running that. So it's fun. You guys should bring your towel and just have fun.
There are some rules, but they're posted around the school.
Yeah, so be mindful of that. And also, yesterday was the Fine Arts Night. Amrika was there.
That was pretty good. They had some performances from the band, show choir, and they even had like a new thing. They had Delview dancers. So it was Miss Minhas's
Yeah, I saw the video.
That was pretty nice.
Yeah. Because we thought it was a soccer team, but it was just a dance class. It was really good. They did hip-hop and like Bhangra mixed together.
Oh, I like the music. It was so catchy. I had to ask them, what song is that?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to post that on YouTube.
Yeah.
Somebody sent me the video. I've never been to a Fine Arts Night, ever.
I haven't either.
I keep trying to go.
I always think about going, but then I never go.
Oh,
I didn't even know it was yesterday.
I try to go, but something, for some reason, always comes up on that night. So, it hasn't happened, but it will, eventually.
Maybe next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything else before the end of the year?
We might have a spirit week in the last week of school. So just dress up for fun, but it's like a maybe. It's still in the process of being made. So, yeah.
Good.
That's about it.
So, what are you guys looking forward to next year?
A lot of homework. I have too many classes. I'm taking like 12 classes next year.
Where are you going to
be? UBC.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm doing
That's
science.
where I came from.
Yeah, UBC.
UBC Sciences, too. That's my faculty, yeah. Amrika?
I'll be looking forward to relaxing. No schoolwork, no homework. That's what I'll be looking forward to. Work is fine.
You'll be working hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not going to happen for me. I'm kind of sad about that. It's just going to be more stress, but it's okay. We'll manage.
We have like 12 years of like homework. I'm just happy to have no homework. Yeah.
Until you start your other course thing.
Yeah, but at least I'll have a gap.
Yeah, she's taking a break here, which is pretty good.
That sounds like a good idea to me. Yeah.
Yeah. What are you looking forward to next year?
Turpin and I have a new course, so we're busy trying to get that started. You know, the planning process. Well, it started, but we have a lot more work to do.
What's it called again?
Innovation 10.
Innovation 10.
Yeah, social science and English together.
Whoa.
For the first time.
Yeah. It's like another cohort.
Yeah.
No. It's going to be
a better version.
It's for grade 10s too, so it'll be different. Yeah. Anyways, well, it's been good having you for the last 5 years. You guys provided a lot of leadership for our school, and you ran the student council and other clubs around here really well. We're going to miss you. We're going to miss your charm and miss your leadership skills. It's been really, really great with you guys.
It really just doesn't feel like it right now, but yeah. Thank you,
actually,
because you helped us with so much.
Yeah.
Like, we could not have done it without you.
We wouldn't do anything.
We wouldn't even, I didn't even know what student council was. I knew what student council was, but like...
Things. You're like, Mr. Khan.
And thanks for giving. That was all you.
That was lots of fun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. That
but
was
it's easier to do with students who care, so thank you.
We're going to come back next year.
All right, one last high fives.
Woo! Oh, no! We do it wrong every time.
Very motivational.
Does it help you?
Yeah.
Counting your steps?
Yeah. I try and get 10,000 steps within every day.
10,000?
Yeah.
So, what on average does an average person take?
I guess, half of that? 5,000? I don't know. Maybe. I think the average should be 10,000, really.
So you're really extending yourself. You're like twice the average.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
So what does that mean? Like, you go around stepping.
Gotta get my steps in. We'll be in like middle of conversation, like walking to like the bus or something, and be like, "Oh my god, my steps in! Oh my god!" I'm like,
it's just vibrating on my thing. And
really?
I'm just like, so excited. I'm like,
because I don't have something like that. Do you have something like that?
Yeah, I do.
You do?
Promptly stopped wearing it.
Was it a Fitbit?
It was a Fitbit.
Yeah.
Was it motivating?
No, it wasn't motivating.
No.
No.
It's just annoying.
This one is more like visual. Like it shows like a
No.
lot here.
it like notifies you with like emails, messages, and stuff, doesn't it? Or Snapchat?
Yeah, it can, but
So do you get stuff?
It gives me like awards to myself, like badges and.
So what does that mean?
I don't know, just motivational. Like
okay.
It's
like fake.
Yes, but
It's like brownie points.
Yeah, I think there's like some sort of like. Wait, let me show you.
You get an emoji. Special stickers.
You get a cookie.
It's like
challenges. Wait, how do I do this?
I used to play NHL for the PlayStation with a buddy of mine, and like the way that EA Sports rewards you for playing that game very well is to give you pucks.
Oh.
So it's like at the end of the game, you got 24 pucks. Like, well, what does that mean? It means absolutely nothing.
Can't do anything.
Can't do anything with them. But every single time that he and I play the game, we usually played it at my house.
Yeah.
He would beat me, and then he would tell me how many pucks he earned for me. He's like, "Look at that, got you 48 pucks."
That was NHL.
NHL. I'm like,
that was a good series.
Such a good game, yeah. I'm like, you're such an idiot. I can't believe that you're congratulating me on how many pucks you earned me.
Oh, it encourages him to step.
Yeah, apparently I've lost weight to people. So
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I was going to
see
say
it. Yeah.
Is that why you brought it up?
We weren't going to say anything.
I was just going to say I just didn't have a
Hint,
chance.
hint, wink, wink.
Wow.
Okay then.
Well.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Goltz, just outside the window there.
By the way,
Oh my god, our audience.
you got fans.
Alright,
Yeah.
you hear the paparazzi. Yeah.
So, how do you start your YouTube channel? Isn't it like, hey guys?
Honestly, I don't have like a specific thing I always want to say at the beginning of my videos. I would just end up saying, "Hey guys, welcome back," or I sometimes I don't even do like a "Hey guys." I just start the video. So yeah.
I think that's the way to go because hey guys is just everything.
Yeah.
Do you have a YouTube channel?
I tried.
I've seen you on his.
Yeah, he's on mine a lot, but I'm
Stuffing
trying to
your
make him
faces with
marshmallows.
Marshmallows. Yeah.
I try to make. I tell him to make one because I feel like he'd be good at it too. But he's like busy with school and stuff, so he doesn't really have.
What's your YouTube channel?
It's just my what do I do on it?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
You're supposed to plug it, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm giving you an
I
opportunity to plug it.
I just think of it as like my video diary of my life. So just basically my life on there, like whatever I may be doing.
Do you have followers?
I have some, but
I'm a follower.
I have 66 subscribers right now.
Nice.
It's not a lot to
Make money.
but like for me, yeah. But it's a lot to me. I mean, that's like a small following, so it keeps me going.
Could you parlay it into something that could make money?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
got a Patreon.
Yeah.
Patreon?
No.
You saw that?
Yeah, I saw that. That's new, right?
What's a Patreon?
Basically, it's a website where like people can basically
Donate.
Donate. Is invest the right word?
Or
No.
out of sympathy,
Yeah.
give you money.
No.
You can provide them with like, if you donate this much money, you get like a shout out or something. I haven't got that deep into it, but
Gotcha.
Right.
because I don't have enough for like and all that stuff. But
And plus, I think you just
yeah.
started that, right?
yeah.
Cool.
Because there's nothing on there.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I just made it just cause.
Yeah.
But hopefully, I can use that eventually in the future. I don't know.
Then you can use that for like better videos, like you know
Yeah,
when people like
get equipment
are like
and stuff.
like comment like, oh, I want to see this, I want to see that. Then he's able to do that with whatever he gets from Patreon.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, speaking of which, let's pause for a moment for a word from our sponsors.
Ooh, sponsors?
No, actually,
Oh.
no.
That's where we would pause if we had sponsors.
Yes, so I'm
There's
putting
a
that in
silence.
for later when we get, our
Oh,
first $1
cool.
million or whatever.
You know, what'd be really
If and
funny
when.
is we
If and
should
when.
make a mock commercial to go right there
Oh
for,
my God.
for
Oh
some
my God.
product.
That'd be so good.
Oh, you know what we should do is we should have got Mr. Kim's marketing class to do a pitch for their
Yes.
their their swag.
Yes.
They're making these pins.
And take a percentage.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I saw...
The Alumasoli?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's Mr. Solly on a pin and it says Alumasoli.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. That was funny.
And how many people would buy a radio podcast pin?
I
don't know.
Probably a demand out there, right?
There's probably demand out there.
You got two customers right here waiting.
But I think I would have to pay Vinny a percentage because he made the logo.
Labor, yeah.
Speaking of which, when are we having him on the podcast?
Soon.
He probably doesn't even listen.
I'm sure he made the logo.
He made the logo.
I'm sure he listens. We just saw him like last week.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
We still all hang out.
Yeah.
Vinny,
Oh, that's good. Do you keep in touch with all your people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of them.
Most of them, yeah.
So far.
Yeah. So far, so good.
Because I know how it is. Like, once I got to university, you'd see them once in a while, and then you'd never see them again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some go off to Europe, some go off to,
People do their own thing.
Montreal.
Yeah.
But life is good post Delview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
You.
I'm just like full force on YouTube right now. I'm not going to school. I'm not working, so it's just YouTube all day, every day.
And you do slideshows for people.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I do, like, videography for people, so that's, like, a job. Mm-hmm. It's not a steady job, but there's some money coming in. So
I was going to say, like, what do your parents think about that?
They're actually supportive of the whole, like, videography YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
But they do want me to get, like, a side job.
Yeah.
Just, like, you know.
Get a job!
Yeah. Just to be, like, secure.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Have you seen some, like, what do people do to get more followers? I don't even know what that's like.
They do some crazy stuff.
Well, I've seen some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
You don't ever.
No, I'm never. No. And I'm not gonna do, like, what was it, like Lil Tay or Jake Paul stuff.
Oh my gosh.
I can't.
I don't know what that
Did
means.
you know? Do you know who Lil Tay is?
Yeah,
She's from here, from Vancouver.
Yeah, I know. And her mom got in trouble because she's a realist.
Yeah.
No.
So embarrassing.
This 9-year-old girl who swears and pretends she's,
she's like flexing.
So this crazy persona.
Yeah.
And then and the instigator behind all this is her brother, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who, like, teaches her, like, all these bad words and stuff, and then she becomes, like, psychologically abused.
Yeah, it's like
horrible.
It's kind of dark the more you dig into it, but
Wow. You could do backflips off of vending machines.
Yeah.
That guy only broke his face twice.
Break my back in 2 seconds.
But you should see his videos. They're actually lots of fun.
Yeah, you should watch.
Thank you.
And he's got special guests. He does stuff.
Yeah.
He goes you went to Riverdale.
Oh yeah, I went to
that what do you call it?
I went
cafeteria.
the
restaurant.
diner.
Diner.
The Bellevue cafeteria.
Spending too much time in Bellevue.
Yeah, I went to the diner that's in the show. It was cool. It wasn't like how it looked. It was different from how it is in the show, but it was cool to go there. And then I went to Archie's house, like where they shoot the outside, the exterior. Mm-hmm. I went to that house. I went to Betty Cooper's house. Like I wouldn't go inside, obviously, the people living in those houses, but I went to the outside of the house. Yeah.
How'd you? I guess on the
It's
internet.
online, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they actually film at Bear Creek Park too.
Oh, really?
Like the school field scenes. Mm-hmm. It's at Bear Creek Park.
My wife was watching Riverdale. She really enjoys it. And I came home from work one day and she says, you gotta see this. And then she turns on an episode and they were in a church.
Yeah.
And it's the church that my wife and I were married in.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm like, that's cool. That's cool. That's the church we were married in. So, yeah. You could.
So that's what you tell people now.
Yeah.
I got married.
I was married.
there first.
Exactly. Yeah. I was married in the church where Riverdale was shot. That's its claim to fame.
What church scene was that?
I can't remember what was happening. A wedding? Maybe it was a wedding. Or a funeral. I don't watch the show. Like, it was literally just that clip.
Maybe it was Cheryl's. Oh no, that was in the house. Never mind.
Whatever.
I'm not gonna get into it, but it's cool. Like such a show that has such a like impact on pop culture. It's like filmed here. Mm-hmm. It's like cool to like visit like the sets.
Yeah.
There's a lot that's filmed here.
Yeah,
Like
I know.
The Flash.
Yeah.
Everything's filmed.
Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
Green Arrow.
Once Upon a Time just wrapped, but it was filmed here.
Percy Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like all this.
Did you guys see Deadpool 2?
No, not yet.
No, not yet. I saw the first one.
It's like you can. I mean, in the first movie, you can tell it's filmed in Vancouver too, but there's a lot of like more scenes outside, and it's like very obviously Vancouver.
Yeah,
but
it was interesting. Vancouver never plays itself.
I know.
Yeah.
Right?
I always say something else.
It's
Like
always something else. Like, nothing takes place in Vancouver. Everything gets filmed here, and nothing takes place here.
No credit.
North Korea one time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's been Chicago, it's been Japan, it's been everything.
Well, it gets to the point sometimes, like, usually they do a pretty good job of hiding exactly where it is, but I saw a Schwarzenegger film once, and I don't remember what it was called, but it was just a terrible film. I saw
True Lies?
No.
No, True Lies is a good film. You should watch that one.
That was decent.
Yeah.
But there's this other one that takes place in the future, and I was at
Terminator.
Tinseltown. No. No. I don't know what it's called. It's not. No, I don't think anybody saw it except for me. But I went to. I don't know what Tinseltown is called now, but I went to that theater.
I think it's Cineplex International Village.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I went to that theater, and I was sitting in the theater, and all these scenes. Okay, I was looking at it and I was okay, that's Stanley Park. Oh, that's I could identify every street, and they didn't even bother covering up stuff.
No,
and I was like, this is just took me totally out of the movie, right? Because it's supposed to be in the future, and I'm like looking at the street that I walked down. And not only that, but they had a chase scene. Okay, great, chase scene. Went right by the theater that we were sitting in. I was like,
and they go right to the theater.
no, that would have been better, but that didn't happen.
That's fine.
So they did a pretty good job of making it look like somewhere else, but that movie was just terrible. I didn't even pay attention to the movie.
The one you're the only person in the theater.
Now I want to watch it.
Sorry, I don't know what it's called.
Well, we can IMDb that later.
Definitely don't recommend it.
All right, we'll IMDb that later.
Sure.
All right.
Governor Schwarzenegger.
So you interview other people on your YouTube channel.
I wouldn't say interview.
Not interview. Just like I do challenge. Like I do mostly vlogs, but then I try to do skits and challenges on that.
He'll go on vacation and he'll bring his video camera.
Yeah,
and stuff happens.
He has it today right now.
Yeah, I was gonna.
He actually has a more interesting life than I do.
Well, because I was going to say, is this relationship reciprocal? Like you're on the podcast and then we get to be on your vlog?
Yeah, I was gonna do a little thing at the end.
Oh,
hilarious!
A crossover.
Yeah, tell my viewers.
You know what we should do is we should bring these two fellas with us next time we go to Tex Burger.
Tex Burger?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is actually quite funny because we were looking for food that night because we had an information meeting about our new course Innovation 10, which is starting next year. We're going to teach socials, English, and science together as a team.
Oh, okay.
So we had this parent meeting, and then just before that, we had some time to kill. So we drove around and we were looking for food.
You went on Yelp, I think.
Yeah, I went on Yelp. We ended up in Wally.
Yeah.
Really?
Tex Burger's in Wally, right?
Just on the really eastern edge. But
okay.
Yeah.
Because for a while we were driving along and we were like, this doesn't look
like a good neighborhood.
I don't want to stop here to eat. And then we found this burger joint
called Tex Burger and we're kind of advertising for them right now. It's 2 X's.
Today's podcast is sponsored by
Tex Burger.
Let's pause for a word from Tex Burger.
I've never heard of Tex
you're supposed to finish.
Okay, so at Tex Burger they have a food challenge. And they have their Tex Burger. And what you have to do is you have to break their record. So people go and they eat this burger, and you have to eat the burger and the side of fries within the certain amount of time. And if you win, you get $200. If you don't win, but you still eat it all, you get your picture on the wall of fame. Because it's a ton of food.
Pity picture.
Yeah, right. But I think when we were there, the time to beat was ridiculous, 6 minutes and 21 seconds.
Oh my god!
So you have to eat it all in under 6 minutes and 21 seconds.
It was a giant greasy burger, so
yeah, we didn't
and
order
a bag of fries.
Was it a beef burger?
Yeah. Well, yes, but actually, I don't even want to say yes because I think it was beef and chicken. That's how big this burger was. It had 6 patties. Yeah, 3 beef patties, 3 chicken patties. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
And bacon. And everything, so it was land, sea, and air, right? It's got everything freaking on this burger.
Actually, the one we ordered was unexpected, right? Because we couldn't read the menu.
It was kind of confusing. So we both ordered this double Tex, and then we get it, and it's a beef patty and a chicken patty, and we didn't know that.
Oh my god!
It was good though. I'd go back.
It was good.
So you got your photo up there?
No, because we didn't order the
actual challenge.
The actual challenge burger, because
the challenge burger is much bigger
and much more expensive. I think just to order it was almost $30.
You're basically just paying to get your photo up there.
Basically, yeah. But that would be something cool to vlog that. To be like, we're going to Tex Burger today to take the burger challenge and film it and see if you can do it.
I want to do more videos like that, not just vlogging, actually going out to do something and there's an end result. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah.
There you go. That could be your first one in a series of challenge videos. The Tex Burger.
Do you know the people who follow you?
So I can see. There's a thing on YouTube where you can see
if they have an account, obviously.
Yeah, you can.
I guess they have to have an account.
Yeah, you can turn off if other people can see who you're subscribed to. So some people have that turned off and some people have it turned on. So I can only see maybe half of the people that are subscribed to me, and then the other half I can't see unless they comment or something. Then I'll know that they're a viewer. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, I see you. I see Shivy. People from my grade, graduated with, and then some people that are still going here. Actually, on T4G. He's told me that there's a grade 8er.
Oh yes, there's a grade 8er. That sounds weird.
An 8er.
What? Yeah.
So during T4G last year, I mean
October, this school year's T4G, yeah.
So I was I ended up grabbing a table and I started helping out. And then one of the grade 8 students came up to me and was like, "Oh, I saw you on Nathan's video or something."
Wow.
Random, because what he told me, I was like, "Oh, how do you manage to scoop that up?" And so he was looking up stuff for Delview and stuff, and then Nathan's name popped up.
Wow.
And he subscribed and started watching videos and stuff.
And then I was standing next to him, and he looks to me, and he's like. I was like, "Hi."
You're like a celebrity.
And you signed his arm?
No, he just walked away.
Oh.
I don't know.
He was that nervous.
I guess. I mean, not to toot my own horn. But
I'm not sure if we want to out somebody on the podcast, but I'm so curious to know who this was.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you get their name?
No, he walked away. I don't know. I just said hi, and then. Do you know who he is?
Something with a J, I think. I don't know, Jackson or Jason. I don't know. I don't think so. Random.
But yeah, that was a funny experience.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Your brush with being a famous person.
Yeah.
I hate to ask this, but this is something that I'm curious about. Having a YouTube channel, do you ever get negative feedback?
Oh, yeah.
Haters gonna hate, right? But
yeah.
How do you deal with that?
Those are the Russian trolls.
Yeah. It's not so much now, but when I first... There was do you remember Netflix?
Yes.
Netflix?
Napflix.
No, what's Netflix?
I made fun of them during the grad roast.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
You watch it to take a nap.
No.
It stands. I think it stands for
Nathan Animal Pile.
Yeah,
that's right. I do remember this.
It was our passion. No, what was it? It was a project for Media 12. Mm-hmm. Anyways, there was a troll.
Movie reviews.
Yeah, we did movie reviews, movie themed channel. But we got a troll on that channel, and then after I graduated and I started this channel, he came back and he started commenting and stuff, and I just blocked him.
Most likely somebody who doesn't know how to use YouTube or can't create stuff.
No, I know who it is. It's someone from my grade.
know who it is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's for after the
I will
podcast.
disclose that.
Hey, whoever that is, don't listen to this podcast. We don't need you.
Yeah. Just throwing some shade is all.
Yeah.
Wow.
So how do you expand out of just your friend circle in terms of viewers? I don't know. Have you looked into that? Because there are probably some YouTubers out there who have videos telling you how to expand your business.
Oh yeah. Right? Well, I just try to just be active all the time on YouTube, not just posting, but commenting on other people's videos.
Right. Well, that's the worst if you don't post anything.
Yeah. And then when I do my videography stuff, I have a business card, and it has my YouTube and all that on there. So I just give it to them, and then
that was in fact going to be my next question. As a person, there's a copy of it.
There's a card.
As a person who has a YouTube channel, what kind of subscriptions do you have? Who do you subscribe to? Yeah.
Who do I follow? I think the main the top 3 people that I watch are Shane Dawson. He inspires me a lot. I don't know if you guys know him.
No.
He's pretty popular, but I don't think you guys watch YouTube. But
I do watch YouTube. I know Nathan Naiker.
There's one YouTube that I watch, but not on a regular basis. I'm not like a subscriber, but like every now and then I go and watch.
Who is it?
It's called DSNY, and it's like a video blog about the future of Disney theme parks. So like,
I know who you're talking about. I watch him.
Yeah. So he I don't know where he gets his information from, but it's all really good because he has pictures and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So he'll talk about like the upcoming Star Wars land and what's going in and how they're designing it and who's doing this and who's doing that. And he even talks about stuff that gets scrapped. He's like, well, they were going to build this hotel and now they're not going to, and here's why. It's like, it's really cool.
A big chunk of my subscriptions are like Disneyland.
Oh, yeah.
Disney, like Insight, all of that because I'm a big Disney fan.
Oh, yeah.
DSNY. Plug in DSNY. It's pretty good.
Let's see. YouTubers, I know MKHTV.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Marquez Brownlee?
Yeah, I think he does like a lot of like
he's
phone.
like a tech.
Yeah, he
does phones and stuff. And then there's, I know Dan TDM, just because my son. He does like Minecraft videos and stuff.
Oh.
He's pretty big though. He does like big shows.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like live
gaming?
shows.
Oh.
Yeah.
Twitch streams.
Video Game Historian. I watch him too.
Uh-huh.
Video Game Historian.
I watch like Casey Neistat, Shane Dawson, iJustine, Lamar Wilson.
What do these people do? Like, what's their kind of...
They're like techies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I look at a lot of tech ones.
And Nathan Naiker.
Nathan Naiker.
Yeah.
Did I mention Nathan Naiker?
And Netflix.
Sponsored by.
Yeah. Would that be youtube.com/NathanN2011?
Mm-hmm.
Nathan N.
Yeah.
Nathan.
That's
Was that a typo?
NNN, so.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
N.
No, I changed my
You can do something with that. NNN.
Yeah.
Triple N.
N cubed.
That's a good one.
Oh my god.
N to the power of 3.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
You could do something with
I
that.
know.
He's jealous right now.
You're like my branding person.
After this
Triple
podcast,
Yeah,
we'll talk.
we're gonna have a meeting.
Triple N.
I know. I should have done something with that, but I made the channel I use right now. I made it like in 2011 when I was like younger, so I didn't really think about like the branding side of it.
Well, you could always rebrand.
Yeah.
But then that means getting followers again, right?
Yeah.
You can't just...
It'll be confusing.
You can't just change your username, can you?
You can change your, like, the name that shows on your channel, but you can't change your URL once you've changed it once. So...
Well, I guess this is something just for the future, as long as, like, until you get a good build-up of subscribers.
Yeah, I feel like if I were to change it, it would be once I actually have, like, a bigger following.
Or you could do it right now and make your last video. It would be like, subscribe to my new channel. I'm shutting this one down.
Yeah.
I've seen people do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nathan.
So are you like are you on Reddit and like sites where they have these groups that you can promote it?
Not really. I just come word of mouth. I'm not doing it to like be famous. I just like making videos. I've always liked making videos.
Cool.
Just like the editing and filming process is just something I've always loved.
So, other than YouTube, have you thought about parlaying that into a career?
Yeah, I was like, because I do a little bit of videography, as you business card, but I was looking at film schools to go to. So I'm looking at like apparently CAP is really good.
Heck yeah.
He's a CAP.
I'm a CAP grad.
Oh really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh cool.
Not the film program.
Yeah,
but I love CAP. I did their theater program, and there's some crossover.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. I haven't applied or anything, but I'm looking into it.
Do you use an actual camera? Like what is your equipment?
This is all my videos are filmed on G7X.
G7X.
Yeah, and it flips up.
What?
And it also flips down, kind of. Yeah, so it's
HD?
Yeah. Not 4K, but
1080p?
yeah.
That's not bad.
I have something like that.
Yeah,
not like that. Like not exactly the same one, but
like flips
in
up
that
or something.
line. Like
How much is this camera worth?
$1,000. Yeah, but it was worth it because I've done so much stuff with it since I got it. So I do all my videography stuff on here too.
Yeah,
so,
and it looks great.
Yeah,
it looks great on that.
Can you attach lenses?
No.
No, so it's not like a DSLR.
No. There's no external audio output either, but the mic is pretty good for. I mean, it's like a point and shoot, but it does a lot. Like it's helped me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you look at the videos, it looks pretty pro.
Yeah, everything is on here. It's
better than a phone. Phones are pretty good nowadays, but I mean, you can tell the difference still.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
My wife wants a new camera. That's why I'm asking.
Okay.
Sony cameras are good too. The new ones that they came out with, those are the lens. You can change the lenses on those.
Yeah, I know.
The mirrorless.
Yeah, and they're 4K too.
Mm-hmm.
What would you do with 4K? Like nobody has like a 4K TV or a 4K monitor.
Future proofing, I guess.
Yeah.
Future proofing.
Even with the 3D TVs that you see like at Best Buy, I'm like really?
Does anyone own a 3D TV?
Exactly.
I have never met I know that they exist and I know that they're out there, but I don't know anybody who owns one.
It's for the bougie people.
Yeah.
The rich people.
But still, like, hey, honey, put on these glasses and let's watch movies.
I hate the glasses.
Yeah, like
even in the theater, I hate.
I know, me too. Like, who wants to?
I can't see if I don't like.
You already have glasses.
Yeah, I have glasses, so I can't put it over.
It's so like overexposed, like the whole 3D thing. Like I'm so like numb to it, if you will.
Well, and here's my thing, and you can understand why I would say this. It's like if you want 3D. Go see live theater.
I know, exactly.
Right? Like, it exists. You can go see real actors on stage tonight. Like, seriously, friends.
Also, it rarely makes a difference, I find. Like, I don't notice.
Yeah,
I don't really notice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, a lot of the movies out there now, like, are not as much standard. Like,
right.
when it comes to the premieres and stuff, that week, it's all going to be, like, 3D or something.
Yeah, and there was a time when I would actually look for the cheaper standard film because I hated putting on glasses, but nowadays you can't find it.
Yeah, you have no choice.
Everything's 3D.
Yeah, like for Infinity War, pre-ordered the tickets, and there was no standard. It was all 3D. And then Incredibles 2, I pre-ordered the tickets for that. Yeah. It was all 3D.
Stop assuming people like 3D.
Da, 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 da.
I'm so excited.
Yes, well, I'm cautiously optimistic.
I know. I hope they don't ruin it. That's my favorite movie of all time. So
it's a
great soundtrack too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Giacchino.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
He's working on the Incredibles ride.
Yes, right.
Oh, Incredicoaster?
Incredicoaster. Yeah.
He's doing the music for that.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh
I missed. Well, Space Mountain was his music as well.
Oh, he did that too?
That was a good.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
I rode that coaster just for the music. Actually, it was a good ride too. Mm-hmm. They're changing that, aren't they? Space Mountain.
They do different things with it from time to time. There's Hyperspace Mountain. Yeah.
Oh, Hyperspace Mountain. So Star Wars.
There was a period of time when the ride music for Space Mountain was a rock and roll version of Camille Saint-Saëns' Carnival of the Animals.
And I think I remember that because I rode it many times through the years.
Yeah. I like it when they change the music. It shakes things up a little bit, right? Yeah. There's actually a roller coaster in Universal Studios Florida where you can choose your own music.
Oh, really?
What?
Like, well, it's limited. Like, there's 30 songs that are uploaded into the ride car. And as you're on the ride car, there's a touch screen on the seat in front of you.
That's cool.
And it has 5 genres of music and 6 songs per genre. So there's basically like 30.
Does it change the feeling? Like if you choose easy listening or...
Yeah, right.
No, I want to listen to some cello.
Yeah. No, you don't have that. It's like... it's like rock anthems from the 80s or like country western music or like disco technic stuff.
Are they like separate carts though? Like, are you with people? Or
you're with people, but like the seat has speakers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you can individualize it. But I thought that actually took away from the ride because I spent most of the time like...
It seems unnecessary.
Yeah, and like the ride itself is good enough that you don't need to do that. But I spent the entire ride sitting there playing with this damn touchscreen. I'm like, and it's a roller coaster, and all of a sudden it's like, we were upside down, and the ride's over. Okay, well that sucked.
The problem I have with Universal Studios rides in general are there's a lot of video content, right? And it's like mostly staring at video screens and like it's like you're in one of those mall rides where you sit in the booth.
A screen dream
moves around, right?
Yeah.
So there's some good ones, but
the Harry Potter ones are fairly good.
Yeah, but even that Harry Potter one where it takes you through the castle, that one's a video screen.
Mm-hmm.
Video screens, yeah.
The Simpsons one, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Right.
All of that.
The Simpsons one makes me so nauseous.
Yeah, I've heard it's like...
Yeah. The Spider-Man one was actually really cool, though.
Yeah?
Yeah, I really like that. That's at Islands of Adventure. But yeah, the Simpsons one. Oh, man. I came off that. I was like, And then we went on Men in Black. And they don't have that one in California. It's only in Florida. And it's kind of like the Buzz Lightyear one in Disneyland.
Oh.
It's like that.
Yeah.
So you're like in a car and you have to shoot at stuff.
Yeah.
But
Astro Blaster.
yeah, I found the laser was incredibly inaccurate. It's like, come on, I knew I had a higher score than that.
Yeah, you're a great shot.
I am. I'm a great shot. I played a lot of video games as a kid. A lot of Duck Hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know that reference.
Duck Hunt? Mm-hmm. You shoot ducks.
I know, but I don't know that, like, I wasn't alive, I'm assuming, during that game.
Yeah, probably not. It came out in 1985.
Yeah, no.
Do you have
I sure do.
the equipment?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, really?
Oh, cool.
Oh, I sure
I was
do.
good at that.
Were you?
I'm a good shot, too.
Yeah, nice.
So, Shivy, what are you doing?
Well, I'm pretty, like, boring, to be honest.
Oh, come
You're
on.
boring.
You were never boring.
So, I'm going to school, Douglas College, and all the way to Coquitlam.
That's my hood.
I know, it's your hood, yeah.
Like, that's where I grew up.
Yeah,
Lafarge Lake area.
Yeah.
It's pretty, isn't it?
Yeah, it is pretty. I went, the lake was really nice. During Christmas time.
Oh my
the
goodness,
lights-
with the lights?
It's
Yeah.
so nice. Yeah, I took a lot of pictures. But I was like thinking, actually, one day when I was going to school, like I remember Mr. Turpin telling me that when he moved, like more like closer to school, you said you moved, then that's when they had the Evergreen extension, and then you're like really choked about that.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That always happens.
Yep.
Yeah.
That Evergreen extension would have been so good when I was living on that side of Coquitlam. And
Yeah.
now I don't live there.
So yeah, it's like like half an hour to like an hour like transit ride to the college, and I'm in the bachelor's degree program for child and youth care counseling. And I'm in my first year. I'm doing some summer courses. So yeah, I finished my practicum too at a secondary school.
Cool.
Johnson Heights. And yeah, that was really fun. And I'm also doing work, and I'm with my youth group and still singing and stuff like that.
So we might see you here one day?
Yeah, I actually tried to get my practicum here, but then I knew it was going to be like a conflict of interest.
So, like, the job that you want is like the job that Diaz has.
Yeah.
Cool.
But like not like I'm still thinking whether I want to be at a school or not, because my initial thought was going into children's hospital because I know there's like like I know like a lot of the time kids who are sick are don't really realize they're sick. They just kind of live life like carefree and stuff. They're still kids, right? But like for those kids who are like kind of more down and like really down and out of it, and they don't really have that kind of support, especially when it comes to like financial struggles with like parents and stuff like that. So I like want to be able to like give like coping skills and like making them comfortable and everything, and like knowing that they have a support as well other than just the support of their illness.
Cool.
So yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very noble of you.
Oh, thank you.
Since I became a father.
Yes, congratulations,
Thank you.
by the way.
I've become a little bit more in touch with my emotions when it comes to kids.
Yeah.
And I think if I spent any length of time at Children's Hospital, I'd just be so sad and I'd cry a lot, right? Like, I'm so glad it exists. Like, what a tremendous resource for our province, and it does such good work. But, like, it's so sad.
Yeah, it is. My sister works at Children's Hospital in the oncology department.
Wow.
And
That's tough.
Yeah, but that's Varsha. And then Monica, my older sister, works right beside her at the BC Women's Hospital.
Cool.
In medical genetics.
Wow.
So yeah, we're all like medical.
So it could be like you could have like family lunch.
Yeah, family lunch. Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, but also they become a pain in the ass. In the morning, every morning they start fighting. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And
It's a
they
good way to
carpool
start the
together.
morning.
Yeah. So yeah.
And settle your differences throughout the day.
Yeah.
So when you're at the David Lamb campus out in Coquitlam, do some of the high school students from the neighboring high school ever come and use your cafeteria?
Well, I take night classes, so I'm not sure. But
thank goodness.
Is that what happens?
Yeah, because that high school, that neighbors...
Pine Tree Elementary.
Pine Tree Secondary.
Secondary, yeah.
Was built and opened the exact same year that my high school opened, and they're literally about 4 blocks apart. So they were our big rival. So I was going to say, if you ever see one of those kids, you know.
Yeah. There's the Tim Hortons and the Triple O's there. So yeah, I always thought about that when I come to school. Like, I'm so glad I'm not coming like during the daytime.
Yeah. I used to hear about that all the time. All the kids from Pine Tree go and use the Douglas College cafeteria. Like, look at us. We have the Douglas College cafeteria. I'm like, you know what? We had a 7-Eleven across the street. And we learned from that 7-Eleven, right? We grew up with the school of hard knocks. We didn't have no Tim Hortons. They played opera music at the 7-Eleven. I'm not even joking. They played opera music at the 7-Eleven to try and keep the high school students away.
Well, except the ones that are really cool.
Yeah, and I'm just like, dang, I'll listen to this. Yeah, this is great. I get a Slurpee and I get to listen to Mozart's arias. Heck yes.
That's interesting.
That is very interesting. What an interesting tactic to do. Like
use opera.
Yeah, use opera.
So it'd be cool to see you in schools. Like I just saw Jasmine and Jessica Ross the other day. They came in, and they're in the teaching program. So they're doing their practicums, and actually Jessica already has a job in Surrey.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I guess TOCing.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
It's weird for me.
Yeah.
To see people
all grown up.
Because there's a very...
They're taking your spot.
There's a lot...
Sorry.
Yeah, keep going.
Because I know there's a decrease in teachers. Like, there's not enough teachers. Like, people aspiring teachers. So they, like, literally hire them right out of the building.
Well, not only that, but recently the province restored class size and composition language back to the 2002 levels. So there's a demand for more teachers. Like, there's just more positions. Am I getting too political to talk about this on the podcast? But
no.
What we're noticing right now as teachers... No, God, no. But what we're noticing right now is that there's a huge shortage of TOCs.
Yeah.
Right? So there was a day that I took sick a couple weeks back, and I was told that that day, the district was short 17 TOCs.
Yeah.
So 17 teachers didn't have a TOC that day.
Wow.
And at the high school level, what that ends up meaning is that we cover for each other.
Yeah, during your preps.
During our preps.
Yeah.
So like today, for example, I taught Science 10 on one of my preps, and I know nothing about how to teach thermal energy. So...
not only that, it's our prep, so that really sucks for us.
But we get it back. Right? We get it back.
Yeah, but we'll see how we get it back.
Yeah, exactly. There's no TOCs. How are we going to get it back? But, well... We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's a big problem right now is that there's a teacher shortage. And we're lucky in the Lower Mainland. You go up to like rural British Columbia.
Oh yeah,
and there are, I kid you not, there are teachers who aren't certified. Like you will not have a teaching degree and you're being pulled into classrooms. Like that's how desperate it's gotten. Yeah.
That's sad. Yeah, because we were talking about that at my practicum with all the other teachers and everything, and we were just like, wow, there's no like teachers to like teach, and they kept on saying like, oh, you have to go to a prep, so they made like a schedule, like a rotation kind of thing. So who's ever like up next has to teach them.
And there's a lot of teachers retiring.
Oh yeah, for sure. So a lot of teachers have to come back from retirement to teach. Yeah. Which kind of sucks.
I've been text messaged twice by different people saying, "Oh, I've seen a 1.0 drama in my district."
Really?
Yeah. And you know what I say to them?
You're leaving?
No, I say thanks, but I'm happy where I am because I love Delview
so far.
Raiders for life.
Right? Once a Raider, always a Raider.
Yep. Yeah, I'm wearing my Raider shirt.
You are?
Yeah.
Your badminton one, right?
Athletics.
Yeah. Which is funny because it's me. But
what did you play?
Badminton.
Yeah.
That's a sport.
Yeah. It is. It's just funny because I never thought I would do like sports in high school. But
we have ultimate now. Well, actually, you guys had ultimate too.
Yeah, we had ultimate.
In our grade 11 year, there was
You played ultimate.
Prashant did.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you're confusing me with him.
And Karin Randau, yeah.
Do you know what we did last week? bubble soccer.
Oh yes, I saw someone Snapchat.
Bubble soccer?
Yes, it was like basically like it's like a bubble just surrounding your like torso.
Oh, like those like big hamster bubble things. I thought you meant like actual like bubbles.
It's not a hamster thing. It's,
just
basically it wraps around this way, so it doesn't cover the top, and you can run around, right? So you run around with the cushioning, and you have the handles inside.
You, hang on.
So you basically, it's not much soccer. It's more bash into people until they
like so much fun.
Go flying.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. Yeah. We had a good time.
Yeah,
nobody got hurt.
Well,
jury's out on that one.
Very, very sore for the next couple days.
I wasn't until this weekend. I threw out my back again this weekend.
Yeah, could be related.
I don't think so.
No,
I was tying
no lawsuit then.
No. Plus, I signed a waiver. What happens? I signed a waiver.
Well, you know how much those things mean.
The waiver says we're not responsible for injury or death. I'm like, okay, wow, you're really covering your bases there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, this is for PE.
Doesn't hold up though.
No?
If there's negligence or if you can, those kinds of things.
Yes, our PE department brought in the bubble soccer people for the day, but decided that if we're doing it for the day, we might as well get some use out of it at lunchtime. So they did staff versus senior girls soccer team at lunch. So that's why the staff got to play.
And some senior boys jumped in too.
Yes, but they played for the staff team, which is fun.
Right.
Yeah. Because we were all so tired. It takes a lot out of you. Like, Mr. Lobman came up to me the day after, and he's like, when you got hit and you hit the ground, we were worried because it took you a long time to get up. I'm like, had nothing to do with injury. Had everything to do with catching my breath. I was just like...
Really, finally?
Yeah.
Well, the thing that you don't realize is it's so hard to breathe in there,
so hard to breathe in there.
It's a small space.
Yeah.
It's only like on the top, right?
And you're running around, right? So you're breathing your own carbon dioxide back in.
Yeah, so when I hit the ground, I was like, I'm just going to stay down here for a little while. Enjoy this.
Imagine, like a bunch of stuff
but
just
I got
rolling around on the...
There were some good slow-mos that I took on Instagram.
Yeah, they were very good. Diaz getting hit by Mr. Lobman, and they're on the same team.
You turn up the volume and you can actually hear it go...
Oh my god.
And Diaz flip around.
He went head over heels.
Yeah, he actually did.
Yeah, it was very, very funny.
That's funny.
That's hilarious. I would love to try that.
I know. I want to see that video.
So
Instagram.
How's life here still after after we've left?
It's not the same.
Not the same. Well, obviously. But how's clubs and everything going on? What's new?
It's interesting how life goes on, but every year is a little bit different.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Right?
It just shows you how it's so much based on the people.
The people, exactly. Yeah. It's so based on the people.
Because there's staff is changing, students are changing all the time.
So some new faces coming in.
So it is interesting. And as much as we say life goes on, it's not to say that you guys aren't missed. You walk down the hallway and you think about the people that aren't here anymore. You think, and I think about you guys often because you were such staples in the community. But at the same time, we get new people that come in, right? There's grade 8s and they're all going to laugh at me for saying this, but it was very funny watching them at the beginning of the year because it's like watching lemmings. They don't even know how to walk down the hallway. They're just kind of bumping into each other and making weird noises and stuff. And now, all of a sudden, here we are, it's June, and you kind of wonder what life was like before they got here. It's I don't even remember what life was like.
About 60% of them are not lemmings anymore.
Yeah, about 60% of them are human beings now. And it's neat to see that. In terms of clubs, the improv club has kind of died. Which I'm half sad about, but in its wake, rising like a phoenix from the ashes, next year I'm going to launch a musical theater club, which will take its place.
Wow.
Show choir as a class isn't going to run next year, so in the death of the improv club and not running show choir, I'm going to start a musical theater club. So, things change, but when things change, you get a chance to improve.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's so good. Yeah,
I'm excited
because I was so jealous to the fact that after we've left, all these cool things started coming up, show choir and getting to work with you better. It was I just got me.
You only got me for 1 year.
I know exactly. Yeah.
Oh, really?
You didn't come and see the play this year.
It was What was it?
DOA.
DOA.
It's okay, Mr. Kung didn't see it either.
I was going... You know what happened.
Yes, Miles was sick.
My son got sick.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
I had to stay home.
Yeah, because Mr. Kung waited till the last minute.
And I always bring my son. So.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But he was going to bring his son on closing night, so he waited for the last minute, and then his son was sick that
I
night.
always do closing night.
Oh, man. Yeah, closing night's always a fun night.
Yeah. But we're doing another musical next year.
Oh, what
The
do you-
Drowsy Chaperone. Yes, you're definitely going to want to come and see that.
Sounds bougie.
It's very bougie.
Oh.
And you know what? There's a part in that show that would have been perfect for you.
Just bring me in.
Perfect for Shivy.
Oh.
A
Come
guest
disguise.
actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you gonna do like a thing where you have like alumni like do like a little
Yeah, we talked about that, didn't we?
Yeah, but it's always hard to get alumni. It really is. Like,
have one right here?
yeah, but if I said let's rehearse something, let's commit to it for
that's true.
a length of time, you have lives.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised, to be honest.
Yeah, who doesn't have a life? Right? Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to alumni coming back and doing an alumni play. But the other thing too is that this is only my third year, so I don't have many alumni that I've graduated.
Oh, yeah.
But you mean you have enough?
I do now.
You have enough.
Yeah.
I do
ones.
now. After this year especially, we're sending 3 to post-secondary acting programs this year.
Wow,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
That's such an achievement,
Mhm.
to be honest.
Mhm.
Like, I know, like, during, like, our grade 8 year and, like, throughout, like, high school, like, people were, like, going to Capilano and, like, VFS and everything. So it was, like...
I don't think, in your year, I don't think we sent any to post-secondary theater.
We actually did.
Who?
Harmon DL.
Really?
Yeah.
But he wasn't in drama.
He wasn't, but he pursued an interest.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Wow.
And who else was there? I think Julia McKinnon did something in filming.
Oh, cool.
I saw Raymond in an Arby's commercial.
Really?
A Wendy's commercial.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, well, not Arby's, but Agape.
Oh, Agape.
Yeah.
He was the year before me.
Yeah.
Last year, we sent Elizabeth to Douglas for theater.
Mm-hmm.
And this year, Beth and Trevor are going to Cap, and Alicia is going to Newview College, which is fine arts, performing arts school in Vancouver.
That's so good. Wow.
Yeah.
Congrats to them.
Yeah.
I'm thrilled. It's always great when you graduate people into the field.
Yeah,
right?
it is.
Yeah.
I hopefully after like I finish my bachelor's degree, I want to go into acting.
You should.
Yeah, I still want to pursue it. Obviously, yeah.
I'll never forget though, and please don't be too embarrassed. But one of my favorite memories of To Sir with Love was the night that you repeated the skeleton scene.
Yes.
So you'd come back out with the skeleton, and we'd already done that scene in Act 1.
I heard Allison.
No, I don't think it was a skeleton scene. I think it was when we were talking about mathematics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a mathematics one. They're like, sir, we've already done this.
Lesson.
I'm like, oh, yes, I have a skeleton in the closet.
Oh my god.
That was
Allison
hilarious.
Lucchese was like,
Allison saved your butt.
Yeah, haven't we done this lesson already?
Yes.
That's
I didn't know about this.
You know what? I asked my parents came that night.
Yeah.
And they and they're like, oh, we thought it was part of it.
that's improv. That's,
Yeah,
how good you are.
that's the magic
Smooth
of
it
live
over.
theater, right? That's the magic of live
Oh
theater.
my god.
No, I remember watching that though. Like I remember like watching you write on the board, and I'm like, no, we've already done this, and there's nothing I can do about it. I'm just watching. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. How's this gonna play out? It's very enjoyable to watch.
See, it's moments like those where you know it's all paid off, and it just like comes back 10 times fold.
Oh yeah, for
It's
sure.
hilarious.
For sure. Yeah.
But that's so tough to carry a whole show like that.
That was a
throughout the whole
massive weight on your shoulders.
Like-
yeah.
You had so much to do in that show. Like you were never off stage.
Except for the first scene when I was getting introduced.
Exactly.
That was
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was so glad though I got the opportunity to do that. And like to be honest, I didn't know if it was because of my acting experience or the fact that I was just dark skinned because the character is a African American whose name was Ricardo Braithwaite. So I don't know if it was because I was dark skinned or if I just had
You know what's funny is that I had kind of already chosen that play before I even started here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because we were taking so long to figure out what you wanted to do.
I know. Yeah. And
so,
I eventually came back to it. Like it was like, do I really want to do that one? And then I kind of went around, explored all these other things, and it just kept coming back. So I was like, okay, I guess that's it then, right?
Yeah.
Like it's fate.
it
And
was a good play.
it was fun. It was fun to work on.
It was really
What was
fun.
your first production? The first one you ever did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was... Mine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when I was in grade 8, the first I was backstage.
Mhm.
It was Departures and Arrivals. It was a student. It was a student like written play.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know it was student written. That's cool.
I'm thinking it was. I'm pretty sure it was. And it was about at an airport and everything, and so I was under the stage. And in the gymnasium, the big one, and I was moving the luggage carousel, and I was just under there, and then they'd be like, "Oh, like how's that moving?" Then at the end, whenever
You were the motor.
I was the motor. It was me, and for a while it was Brandon Radler, and then it would switch to Gino Grossi. So we were like under there and just like rotating this thing.
So now you know how those things work.
Yeah.
When you go to the airport.
Yeah.
Little kid just under there. So yeah, there was that, and then after that it was I missed my grade 9 year because I think I was sick. It was 1984.
Mr. Hume.
Yes, Mr. Hume.
Yeah.
I missed that chance to work with him. He's a good teacher. And after that it was To Sir with
Little Shop.
To Sir with Love.
No. Little Shop.
No, it's To Sir with Love.
No.
Little Shop was grade 11.
It was grade 11 was
No. To Sir with Love was grade 12. That was my first year. You did Little Shop.
Not To Sir with
did
Love. I'm
Little
sorry.
Shop.
I meant to say
The Man Who Came to Dinner.
The Man Who Came to Dinner.
Oh,
Man Who
okay.
Came to Dinner and then Little Shop.
Right.
So Man Who Came to Dinner, I was the radio technician, and I was a detective, and I was Professor Metz. And then when it came to the musical Little Shop of Horrors, I was the dentist, or in Scrivello.
He was the dentist.
That was unforgettable.
So yeah.
That was unforgettable, by the way, because you guys actually brought a real motorcycle in.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
I had to do a training on the motorcycle,
remember
actually.
that.
That's cool.
With Francesca's aunt, who I later on saw at my work, and I was like, "Oh, hey, how are you?"
Where do you work?
I work at Boston Pizza
Nice.
as a head host. So yeah, like I had to like train like how to like walk with it, like and everything, and like how to push it out, and like it was like super fun. Like it was like great. Like it was like awesome to get to have that opportunity as well.
Yeah, that was a perfect role for you. Because
Thanks.
it was hilarious.
It was.
I brought my son to that one.
Yeah, but unfortunately, when we were trying to film it, which we weren't supposed to actually.
Yeah. How do you get the
really?
rights to film it?
You don't.
Yeah.
Hush, hush. But yeah,
The sound quality's not
Cut
very
this part
good.
out.
no, the quality's terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was Jacob Anderson's friend or something. I don't know. This old guy.
I did watch it,
Yeah, it was bad.
but it was hard to listen to. Like,
Yeah,
so
it was
I,
really bad.
It was like zoomed in the whole time. You could.
Yeah,
it
it was
wasn't like
terrible.
the whole time.
I'm like, why didn't just Curtis Amaral do this instead? Like,
I
he
could've
could've
done
done he even could have done a better job. Like, we have cameras at school. Why didn't we just do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a great.
we did
idea.
a video. Again, we're not supposed to.
No, yeah.
We did a video of last year's play. Haven't seen it. We did a video of this year's play. Haven't seen it. So,
What do you mean?
like,
You have it sitting there?
No. Like, okay, so
Hasn't been to.
no. So, I'm going to remain anonymous here. So, I'm not going to mention the names of the plays or the names of the people who did the
Even want to bleep it
videography.
out when I said it.
But last year was a parent who did the video of last year's play, and I just haven't seen it. Like, it hasn't come in yet. So, if you're listening, you know who you are.
I'm sure they're listening.
And then this year, our play, we videoed it, and it was a student, and I just haven't seen it yet.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Are they still working on it or something? Like,
Yes. Yes, that's what they're doing.
You sure?
Yes.
Oh, it's in editing right now.
It's in
post production.
post. It's in post.
They've got
Right now.
the effects need to be worked on.
Just so.
Yeah.
But this year, I wanted it filmed in black and white because the play
Yeah,
is
black
based
and
on a
white.
black and white movie.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but it's cool how you made it. You made it look black and white because everything was black
Everything.
and white.
Our set was black and white. Our costumes were black and
Noir.
white.
Were the like actors like
Painted?
black and
The
white?
actors weren't like face painted, but instead of wearing red lipstick, all the girls wore black
Oh,
lipstick.
Yeah.
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 So it was cool.
Speaking of black and white, weren't you guys gonna do a cafe kind of thing from World War II?
Remember that?
Yeah,
What
I
happened to
remember
that
that.
It fell apart.
Really?
You know why it fell apart, and I'm going to throw some blame here because
Okay.
I don't want to take it on myself.
For sure.
It's when Miss Forbes got pregnant.
Oh.
She was really the kind of mastermind behind that,
Oh, man.
and then she went on mat leave, and we lost our momentum.
Oh man.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because it was a cool idea, but I think we I don't want to say that we bit off more than we could chew in terms of our capability. I think we bit off more than we could chew in terms of the financial resources necessary to actually pull off what we wanted to pull off.
Okay.
It would have been expensive. Yeah. Maybe one day, though.
Yeah, maybe one day. That was such a cool idea. I was so sad that I wasn't going to be a part of it. But you guys didn't even end up doing it.
Immersive Learning was the name of our collab group that year. And I'm still really interested in that stuff. And I'm teaching history now. I teach History 12.
Yes, you were telling me.
And I'm interested in seeing how I can build some of that stuff into History 12. I actually took my students on a walking tour yesterday.
Oh, nice. Where'd you go?
Through Vancouver.
Oh.
And the company that leads the walking tours, we'll just pause for a minute to hear from some of our sponsors, is a company called Forbidden Vancouver, which is a walking tour company that I had worked for a number of years. And they deliver immersive experience walking tours based on historical fact through the city of Vancouver. So it was cool for my history students to experience that. But now I'm thinking, that's awesome. And it was so good and the students loved it. But that's a field trip. How do we capture that experience in a bottle and bring it to the classroom every day so that every day can be that awesome? Because that's what the students said. They're like, that was the best history class we've had all semester. Why can't every day be like that? And I'm like, well, that's a fair question. What is stopping us from every day being like that? So, tomorrow I'm teaching the Kennedy assassination. So I've printed off the first 8 pages of the New York Times that day so that the students can be like, oh, okay, well, this is what the newspaper looked like when President Kennedy was assassinated. Because that's immersive, right?
Well, you know what you should do? Find all the radio broadcasts. And
well, we're gonna watch Walter Cronkite.
Well, they come in. You set it up like a living room or something like that, and then they come in, and the TV's on, and then it'll go from whatever show, and it'll cut to. It's Howdy Doody time. See,
I think Howdy Doody was done by then. Bozo the Clown, though.
Yeah,
I think Bozo the Clown was on.
But that'd be really cool. They walk into it.
They'd walk into it.
Like maybe like walking into your room, like when class starts and everything. Like you kind of have like this persona on and everything, and you
breaking news.
Well, I hope to expand my personal tickle trunk to one day be able to at least once a week come to class as a historical figure.
Yeah, I feel like that would like play like such a good part.
Oh, that'd be so much
than
fun.
Just like the normal teacher.
I think the only one I have right now is I could probably come as a, strangely enough, a German First World War soldier. I got a costume for that.
Like how just
you know the helmets with the pointy thing. I have one of those.
Nice.
First World War.
German soldier. So like
you're not gonna walk around with a swastika.
Heck no. No. We're talking like Kaiser Wilhelm era, right?
But yeah, that's so interesting. But what I found interesting here is that the fact that that the U.S. has such like a plan where like he was sworn on the plane. So like how fast do you get that plane lifted off and everything? And
that's fast.
Yeah, that's fast. Like they just
that's protocol.
Yeah, protocol.
Right.
Exactly.
The Americans have protocol for that.
They have a whole sequence of people.
Like if you've watched like the movies like Independence Day or something like that, like how fast like they get everything done is like amazing.
Well, it's part of I would have to look this up, but I believe it's part of the Constitution where you can't go X amount of hours without having a president. So when Kennedy dies, the clock starts ticking until you have to swear in your vice president as the new president because you can't go that long without having a president.
Yeah,
there's a name for once you get through the whole list of officials. There's like a designated, I can't remember the name. Designated survivor, which is a citizen who is like, say they're all at a meeting or something.
Kiefer Sutherland was
there's that show.
In the show, yeah.
I keep imagining him as Jack Bauer, so it doesn't work for me. But if they pick a citizen who is like not even
sworn in?
He would be he or she would be sworn in if something happens to the entire lineup, right? And the entire order of
I only know
officials.
It's 3 deep right now. So it's president, vice president, and then if those two die, it goes
Speaker.
Is it the Speaker of the House or is it the Secretary of State?
I thought it was Speaker and then Secretary.
Yeah, you might be right. It might be the Speaker of the House. So in current U.S. politics, it's Trump, Pence, and then Paul Ryan. Oh dear.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there is a hierarchy, right? But
like, how do they go about choosing a citizen? Like, do they have one pre-chosen or something? Like, what's going? Like,
you get a phone call one day. Get to Washington.
But to be honest, like
when you get those 1-800 numbers, that's what they're trying to do.
Like before the citizen, though, like, is it the opposition? Like,
yeah, like the chain of command goes deeper.
Yeah,
I know Secretary of State is one of them. So maybe that's number 4.
Yeah.
So it's like after the Speaker of the House, then it gets to the Secretary of State, and then it probably goes to another Joint Chief, right? But you have to go pretty far down the list before you get to the citizen.
The citizen, yeah. If somebody were to just like bomb the White House or something, then it's like.
And I imagine, and again, I'm speculating here, but that might change with every administration. So it's like, okay, Obama's out of office, you're no longer the citizen, so now we have to have a new one, right?
Same thing with Governor General.
Yes.
Yeah. Speaking of politics, multiple times I've heard on the radio that they're changing the electoral form or something like that.
It's always been talked about. It was one of the things that Prime Minister Trudeau campaigned on was bringing electoral reform to the federal system.
Yeah.
And it wasn't terribly long after he became Prime Minister that he said that he wasn't going to. Now, some people would say, bad Prime Minister that's reneging on an election promise.
Yeah.
Others would say that was a person who campaigned, got into office, and then realized how much red tape there is. Because that's one thing that people often say about the U.S. presidents, that they campaign on all this stuff, then they get in office and they don't do it. It's because you don't really know what you can and can't do until you're sitting there in the chair doing the job, right?
Well, the trickiest thing is to get people interested.
Yes.
Because some of the reforms can be quite complicated. Like, I've been watching some videos, and some people, like, speaking of YouTube videos, I mean, it's great for when there's somebody explaining it with animations and graphics, right? Then you're like, oh, that's what it means. Because how do you do that in a format that you can spread out through the province and get people understanding it so that when they vote, they're actually making an educated
that's
decision?
Just it. Like, the electoral system that we have right now is called first past the post. And basically what it is the person with the highest percentage wins. And what that means is that depending on how many people are running, that could be someone with less than 50%, but they still had the most, which is the situation that we're in right now with a minority government in our
BC.
legislative assembly. What they want to move to is a system called proportional representation. And it's very complicated. Because basically what you do on your ballot is not only are you voting for the person that you want, but you're also kind of ranking the others in order of, like, it's like there are 5 people on your ballot. You're ranking them from 1 to 5. And then depending on how everybody votes, it can...
Oh, I see. Like, not only with, like, the most votes, but people with the most votes, they have to see, like, where their ranking was on the ballot. Oh, that's messy.
It could get incredibly messy.
Yeah.
Well, implementation would be difficult. They would have to figure that out. But even before that, like, how do you get regular people who don't care about politics or don't pay attention?
Exactly.
How do you get them to change it? I mean, it's going to be status quo until people understand, oh, this might be better.
Well, and voter turnout in BC, at least, for the past several provincial and federal elections has been less than 50%. So people are already not engaged with voting. I think making voting harder is only going to push people away from the polls when what we really need to be doing is attracting people to the polls. I don't know, I'm not going to get into my politics here, but what I will say universally is that we have democracy here in Canada, and we should exercise that when we have our opportunities.
Yeah.
So at this point in time, I will say I don't care who you vote for. Just get out and vote. But the caveat that I would put there as a social studies teacher is don't vote blind.
Yeah.
Do your homework. Listen to what the candidates have to say.
Yeah.
Pick the one that you align with the most and vote for them.
Yeah. I also say I wouldn't say like monkey see, monkey do. Like what other people vote for. Like people have other different interests on what they want to see in politics and everything. So don't only listen to your friends and
of course.
People.
Yeah. That's why
do your research.
That's why it is a secret ballot.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like sometimes you might disagree with your friend, and rather than fighting with your friend, just Go behind the little cardboard wall.
Yeah.
Check who you're going to check, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Never going to see that card again.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And I find it interesting, though, also with, like, the how elections go in the United States. It was so stupid. Like, the fact that he just got there before Hillary Clinton did.
Well, it's because of the Electoral College.
Well, yeah, that's so stupid. Like, but she had the most votes, did she not?
She won the popular vote.
She won the popular votes, but he just got there faster.
No. It was the Electoral College.
So, like, I don't understand that. Like, what is that college?
So basically, every state has a certain amount of electorates that eventually get to go and make the final vote, right? So when you're voting for the president, what you're essentially doing is you're voting for an electorate in the state.
Okay.
And depending on how your state votes, that will depend on how many electorates will go and vote. But the Electoral College in the United States is incredibly disproportionate. So, like a small state like Delaware might actually have more electorate votes than, and I don't think this is true, but let's just, for the sake of argument, like a large population state like California, right? Delaware
and that was to try to even it out.
That was to try and even it out.
Because otherwise California would win every time.
Exactly, yeah. So the whole point is that, you know, if you live in California, it's a Democrat state, and you live in Delaware, it's a Republican state, well, who's going to win? It's a population. So the Electoral College was designed to kind of make it a little bit more of an even playing field. But then with this most recent election, the Republicans won more seats in the Electoral College. So when the Electoral College went and cast their final vote a month after the actual elections, Trump was going to win. Because there were enough Republicans in the electorate who cast a vote. It's complicated.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's complicated.
Yeah.
No system is perfect. And I was talking about this with my father the other day, because my dad and I love to talk politics. As I said, I don't think like in Canada, I don't think first past the post works. Mm-hmm. But I don't have a better idea.
Yeah.
So until someone comes up with a better idea, that's what we're stuck with.
Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of great ideas.
There are a lot of great ideas.
It's just they're very complicated.
Yeah.
And when you make it complicated, then people don't come and vote.
Right. Exactly. So there's it's a bit of a balancing game, because the complicated ones might actually be more fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? But if nobody understands it, or
and I probably did a terrible job explaining proportional representation. So if any of my social studies colleagues are listening, I'll do a better job in front of the students. Don't worry.
Just bashing in the comments. Yeah. But yeah, that's interesting.
It is. It's very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Politics is messy.
Wow, we went pretty deep.
I'm just gonna say.
We started with what did we start with? We started with YouTube, and we ended with politics.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I want to do on my channel mostly. Is like kind of like politics, what's going on in current events and everything like that.
Let me ask you this honest question, and please, don't feel like you're going to offend anybody by answering less than 100% honest. Mm-hmm. When you were in high school, did politics interest you?
It did.
Really?
Yeah, that's why I was in student council. That's why I was leading things. And everything. So I was really interested in it. Yeah.
Because I find, and I'm making a general statement here. This isn't everybody, but I find that a lot of youth these days seem particularly disengaged.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I want to change that. Obviously, I want people to be engaged, because it's the youth that has to rise up and take hold of the world.
Well, what do you think they're not engaged in? What aspect of politics? Is it like how the system works, or?
I think it's the the fact that Donald Trump was such a popular he was the talk of the talk, and then also Justin Trudeau too. He young guy coming in at a big role, right? Mm-hmm. I think it's the fact that the people who are running are not as popular, because unfortunately that's how it is. They don't.
Well, it's like, for example, we are very close to a civic election in BC. Mm-hmm. Diane Watt, the current mayor of Delta, is not running. So as of November, Delta will have a new mayor.
Wait, Diane Watt? I thought it was Lois Jackson.
Sorry, Lois Jackson?
Yeah, I was like...
Who's Diane Watt?
I don't know. Who's Diane Watt?
Surrey, yeah.
Fun fact, she bought my old house, just saying.
Lois Jackson?
Yeah.
Right there.
Well,
I was eating noodles and she walked in. She was like, hi, nice
She
to
lives
meet
right
you.
there?
She was right there.
Maybe we shouldn't disclose that information, but...
Okay. I
Nobody can see where we're pointing.
I don't live in Delta, so I didn't vote for Liz Jackson, right? Like, I vote in Coquitlam. But what I can say is that... as a teacher at a Delta secondary school, she has been very supportive, and she shows up to T for G and other events like that, right?
Called us birds, but that's okay.
I'll never live.
Yeah. But she's not running again.
Yeah.
So as of November, Delta will have a new mayor. Mm-hmm. Do you know who's running?
To be honest, no. You don't know.
Nope. I don't know who's running.
And Mr. Kung,
do I know who's running?
Mr. Kung lives in Vancouver.
Yeah.
And Mayor Gregor Robinson is not running. Do you know who is?
Not yet.
Not yet. But in civic elections, too, your ballot doesn't have to be set until 60 days before the election. So we're still a little ways out. But people are actually starting to campaign a little bit. And that's interesting. And I find that very interesting. And I like hearing who's on what team and who's doing what and where are the movers and shakers and where's there going to be long-term power that gets unseated. And like, people like watching Survivor. Tune into politics. This is what we do every election, right?
Maybe there's something to be said for that. Like, what is it that people like about Survivor? Like, when you design... It's a design challenge.
It's a design challenge, yeah.
It's what it is, right? How do you get people interested? What aspect are they interested in? How do you bring that to the part that they're not interested in, right? I mean, you talk about, like, we're designers all the time in terms of teaching because we know that, okay, we immerse people into the stories aspect of whether it's math, like we talked about today, or history. That gets people, right? So what is it about politics that students aren't interested in, and how do we get them there? If they felt it was more relevant to their world or that it affected them in some way, which it does, but just
I think one of the problems is that there's a lot of the day-to-day stuff that's not particularly exciting. And I can say this: my parents both worked for civic government growing up. So my dad had to go to council meetings every week for my entire life. He went to council meetings every Monday. And I'd come home and be like, how was the meeting? And he'd just shrug and roll his eyes and be like, well, what do you mean? He's like, oh, today we were trying to decide if we're going to put up chicken wire on some person's property to protect the butterflies. Yeah, I can see how that's like, it's not major legislation, right? Yeah. But it's also civic government. And are we going to pave the street? Okay, well, we need to get this street paved, but we have this amount of money. Yeah. There's also 3 other streets that need to be paved, but we can only pave 2.
Which ones do we have?
We have money for 2. We need to pave 3. What do we do? Yeah. And that's a lot of what civic government is, and to the average teenager who would rather play Fortnite, that might not be the most exciting thing in the world, right?
Because, where was I? Oh, there was a thought in my head. What it was.
But then there are things that affect us on a day-to-day basis. Not to throw the Delta civic government under the bus, and I'm not a voter in this district, so I don't have a say anyways. Yeah. But as I commute to school in the winter, it is very clear when I have crossed the border from Surrey into Delta, because all of a sudden I'm skidding on ice, right? So it's very clear that, Surrey is a bigger municipality, probably has a little bit more money, but has put a little bit more of their budget into road conditions in the winter, plows, whatnot.
Interesting.
Than Delta has. But I bet that now that the weather's good and the summer's out, I bet you that there's probably some visible way that we can see where Delta has allocated their money and Surrey hasn't, right? Yeah. So each city has their own different ideas on how to spend the money. Yeah. But that's one that's incredibly unique, is like in the wintertime when there's snow on the ground, which is like 5 days a year, you can tell, I have crossed the border from Surrey into Delta, and here's why. Yeah. So as a voter, is that something that's important? So then you go to your council and you say, as a citizen, I would like to attend council meeting and then put this on the agenda, and then you can talk to your councilors about it and they'll debate it in front of you. Council meetings are for the public. You can go.
I remember when I was in Delta Youth Advisory Council, DIAC, in Bellevue, we went to Delta Collaborate. We went to Tawasin, one of the golf courses there. I think where the grads had their banquet.
Tawasin Springs?
I think so, yeah. And so we were talking about volunteering and everything, and then Lois Jackson hired a socialist from George Mackey Library. And literally everyone there was like rolling their eyes and everything, like people from like Fraser Health, fisheries and everything like that. And they're just like, we're talking about, you know, like how we get youth to volunteer and how it benefits them and everything like that. We talked about, you know, having a post, a station where there's volunteer resources, kind of like Granville, there's like a volunteer booth there, but it's kind of like not in the best condition. And also like, you know, stuff like that. But the fact that they put their time and money into like people who like, you know, not where that change is not very mandatory. Because I feel like with Delta, I think the things we do, like first, like the Tour de Delta, like the
bike race,
thing, the bike race, and like, you know, just the fact that we do collaborate Delta as well and everything like that. I think we're pretty on a fairly good like stance with volunteering and stuff. And the fact that we had, you know, hired this new person, and that's the money we should be using for like, you know, stuff like the roads and everything is kind of being put to waste. And like everyone, like I understood like where everyone is coming from, and they're rolling guys and everything. They're just hating on this. I felt bad for the lady, obviously, right? But I mean, like, it was just like, you know, interesting to see that without our say, like somebody like, you know, got hired to like a place where we didn't think that there was a need to be improved. So yeah, there was that.
Sorry, that candy didn't taste very good.
Yeah, black licorice.
No. I like black licorice, but that one didn't taste good.
I stay away from licorice.
Here's another part of Delta, and this is getting very political.
I know.
Another part of Delta. No, that is interesting is Burns Bog.
Oh, yes.
So 2 years ago, there was that fire in the bog, right? And that doesn't happen every year, but when it does happen, it's expensive. Like the amount of resources that you have to put into firefighting in that area. So I can imagine that maybe, and again, I don't know, but that might be one of those things where it's like, we can't spend the money on cleaning roads in the winter because we have to have some saved for if the bog, if the bog catches fire in the summer, right? So, and Surrey doesn't have Burns Bog. Yeah. So... And Richmond has their own issues with the kind of fishbowl, as it were. You know that the city of Richmond is basically a floodplain, right? It's an island that is built up of thousands of years of silt runoff from the Fraser River. So it's basically just a sandy island. And a lot of it is actually below sea level, and it's got this dike that goes all around it. So you need to basically imagine that Richmond is like a bowl that's sitting in the water, and without that wall along the perimeter, water could just flood in, right? So Richmond has its own issues that it has to deal with in terms of infrastructure and safety and all that.
Even the fact with Tawasin, like when you're going to Tawasin, the bog is affecting the roads there. And there's like, you know, little like dips that you have to go through, and it's like you can't keep repaving it or anything, right? Like so, what do you there's a problem there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Mr. Kung and Nick are just like
what did you say? Nathan's fallen asleep.
No, I'm listening.
You should run for office.
I was actually thinking of going into the district and like, you know, going when, you know,
like there are career politicians.
Yes,
but that doesn't necessarily mean you have to be. And at the civic level, most politicians aren't career politicians. City councilors.
Councilors.
Have other jobs, right? So go into being a child youth care worker and run for council.
Yeah, I was thinking
nothing that says that you can't.
Exactly. I was thinking that too. Yeah.
One day I'm going to.
So what do you?
Let's work together. Let's be a team.
This is your opportunity. What are you going to plug right now for the future?
Running for council member, Shivneel Reddy.
Vote for Shivy.
Vote for Shivneel in 2020, I guess, when I graduate.
He's ready.
He's ready. That's his campaign slogan.
He's ready.
He's ready.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's perfect.
Yeah. So yeah, there's that.
And there's your media manager,
Nathan.
And the Power 3. So yeah, and then there's you two.
What are we gonna do?
What are you gonna do? Well, I mean, you're gonna be working as a team, right?
Oh yeah, we'll have you in. We'll have you in as a guest speaker.
No, you said we're working as a team. And
Oh,
we're
okay.
developing a course.
Oh yeah, we are.
Yeah.
That's right. Innovation 10.
Innovation 10.
Yeah. Interesting.
It was going to be called Free Fries.
Nice.
That lasted for a second.
Yeah, that was really funny though. We're like, how do we get people to sign up for our course? Maybe if we called it Free Fries.
I'd probably sign up for that.
For sure.
Do meetings still happen in here?
Yeah.
Like I remember the last meeting I was in here for, it was Christmas.
Oh.
I think when we were bringing up, the assembly.
I thought you were going to say the last time you were in here for a meeting is when you got suspended.
Oh no, I never got suspended.
That doesn't happen here.
Sometimes
it does.
Yeah, sometimes it does.
When you have a bigger party with parents and stuff.
Yeah, bigger party parents.
Relatives.
And the liaison officer and district officials.
Constable Hilliard is still our liaison or no?
No.
Oh.
No, he hasn't been for...
I haven't seen him for a while. But
a few years.
And I feel really bad for not knowing the name of our current one because
I met him and I remembered his name for a while.
And I make a joke every time he comes here. Every time he comes here, no matter who he's talking to, I go up to him and I say, "Thank God you're finally talking to him."
I feel I'm remarkably bad with names.
Yeah, me too.
For a teacher because, well, maybe it's because I'm stuffing 90 students in my head.
I've always been bad with names. And it's not only as a teacher am I ashamed of that, but as an actor who should be able to memorize, I should be much better. But what I will brag about is I have an incredible memory for faces. I can see someone's face, and 15, 20 years later...
I know you.
Yeah, I know you. Yeah. I don't remember how or why or what your name is, but I know that I know you.
Yeah, same.
Like, I'm incredible with faces.
Same.
And what I always tell my grade 8s when I meet them every 17 days in the rotation is if it takes me a few days to figure out your name, please don't be offended, but I will see you in the hallways, and I will wave at you because I know you're my student.
Mm-hmm.
I go around and actually, the kids think I'm crazy, but I go around with the list and I actually have to speak their name while I stare at them.
Yes. I do that too. I'm like, Steven.
They think I'm nuts. They always look at me like,
he's
what
staring
are you
at
doing?
us very, like, they can't see what we're doing.
Oh yeah, they can't see that.
Oh my goodness.
Well, Nathan, anything else to plug for you?
Your Patreon.
Patreon, give him money. Nathan needs money.
He doesn't have a job right now.
This is all he has.
Just subscribe, I guess. Check out my channel if you like it. Then
it's really good quality video and it's fun. That's why I watch it.
I'm gonna watch it. I've never watched it, but the only, like I said, video game historian and DSNY are like the only. I don't go on YouTube as much as I should.
Are there any other students from Delview that
do YouTube?
Yeah.
Tanvir,
I know there's Smash Sandu.
Smash Sandu. Actually,
Who's Smash
I'm not gonna get
Sandu?
into all that. But,
okay. There was Cyril used to have one.
Cyril, yeah, but when he still went to Delview,
yeah, when he was in
blocked
Delview.
it. No, you know what? He was using Mr. Troy's cameras, and then like Mr. Troy let him use it.
It was good, and then he
Mr.
got
Troy's
rid
like,
of it.
you can't use my camera or something anymore, so he kind of stopped. I guess.
No, but he totally it's gone.
Yeah, no, he said he privated all of them because he wouldn't work into them, so I don't think he would just delete it.
That's
like
too
that.
bad.
Yeah, but they're not available to the public anymore.
No,
but Tanvir, he has he's pretty big.
Even before, even during
yeah,
even during high school and stuff, he was very funny, good comedian.
Yeah, he's really funny. There was a few other people that did YouTube, I think during high school, but not so much anymore. Like Rita.
Oh yeah,
Abby kind of did some
Smash Sandu.
I tried.
He's grading this year, right?
Yeah, he's grade 12.
Can't believe
Just look in the yearbook.
It's so nice that you have a platform to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's cool.
To make your stuff and be creative. Like the podcast, for instance. Like, how easy was it? Like, I'm just recording the audio, and afterwards I don't edit really. I just kind of cut music with it and stuff
Except
like that.
you're going to add some commercials this time.
Yeah.
That's right.
We did have a few
from our sponsors.
And some bleeps.
From our sponsors,
Squarespace.
KFC and
Texburger.
Apple.
Today's episode was brought to you by Texburger and Forbidden Vancouver Walking Tours.
Yeah, so I mean, how easy it is to put it out there and have people subscribe, and it's neat. Even if you don't have a ton of followers,
it's easy to get your thoughts out, but it's also it's really flooded with a lot of people.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's hard to get.
It's competition.
Yeah, it's competition. But it's there.
But don't go to the dark side, my man.
I won't. I like see all this stuff. I'm like
straight up across the face.
I try to. I don't ever want to just like do like stupid stuff like that just to get views. Like no.
And the thought, like you can see, like some like I don't think just because he's like a newer aspiring YouTuber. Like I see other YouTube videos and I see like that they don't put a lot of effort into editing. It's more of the content that they already have.
Right.
With his, the editing is like really like
he knows how much effort I put into
he puts in a lot of effort.
Well, it's the timing makes it funny.
I know,
fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna go home and watch.
Yeah, just really the pauses. Like,
the pauses.
Pauses make a difference. It's those little things make a huge difference in editing.
I'm always on FaceTime with them, and then I'm like, oh my god, this is I'm putting so much effort into this. Like, why don't I have like
I know,
more people watching?
Do you two guys still live at home?
Yeah,
I live across the street. Yeah.
You guys should.
We're brown. We're not going to be moving up for a while.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you guys should be roommates.
Yeah,
I know we want to.
But the big Muse place that's up
down there by Petro,
like by Petro, Canada. But like as housing is so expensive now.
Get in the market when you can, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. My parents made the ill decision of not putting our previous houses on rent. So, like our townhouses and our houses. Very poor decision.
Oh well.
Yeah.
It'll happen one day.
Yeah, one day.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for that day. Trust.
Trust.
Well, it was really good to see you guys.
It's good.
It's actually really exciting when you guys come because like Ms. Goltz just went.
Yeah.
Nuts.
She's probably still here. She's waiting in the parking lot
with their autograph book.
You obviously have fans here.
Yeah, so. we're very pleased to be here. We're like very excited.
This was so cool.
Yeah,
like just
cool.
like talking.
Yeah.
This is
This is what we do.
I started it because it was my excuse to get to know people around here. You know what I mean? Like you sit down for an hour.
He just lets me tag along every now and then.
Yeah,
nice.
And a few other teachers as well.
Yeah.
Once in a while.
Like last night, I was even thinking about if I'm not able to really edit properly and everything with like YouTube and stuff. And like podcast is so much easier.
Yeah.
Like we can just
audio.
Yeah, just audio. So yeah, again thank you for having me.
The Reddy podcast.
Yes.
Get ready, 2020.
Oh my god, that's gonna be awesome.
Awesome. Well, it's good seeing you guys.
Well, thank
Thanks
you for
for
having
coming in.
us.
Take care.
Yeah. Bye.